the track. What sound was that from my phone? Seriously. Oh, yote. Adam Wilk, in the Vantage of all cars, has managed to go almost a second quicker than me. I don't know, maybe the Vantage is good, but we just haven't seen much of it on the leaderboards in general. Aston Martin has not been a particularly popular manufacturer. In any case, it's still a yote because I'm 9/10ths off of this pace. And it's not even, and it's not even one person specifically. It's several in the 50 in the 25 twos. So I just gotta hope that whatever split we end up in is relatively slow. Because this car is supposed to be better now, but I'm not feeling it. I think there's at least another 10th in my best lap for time trial, but I really don't know. These next 10 minutes though, I've really just got to string laps together because I haven't been able to complete a full race stint yet. I keep binning it. First time for everything, and if that first time ends up being the race itself, then it should be a good score, because if I'm having trouble with a race stint, everybody else is too. M4 is so early shifting up into every single gear. It is such a weird car for power. And that is in fact what makes it so good in fuel races. Is round 7 the fuel race, or is it round 5? I'm not entirely sure. What I do know is this ain't it, Chief. X1, but at least the car is fast. I mean, we're not on the level of the short. See, that's the kind of problems I keep. That's the kind of mistakes I keep making. It's like I hit a curb because I turned in a little bit too early, but the track is so narrow that if I turn in late, I'm just losing tons of time anyway. I have to try that new Tomahawk tune that's being spread around here, because I never got a chance to try the Tomahawk. I was busy doing other stuff like completing the rest of the events and also competing in the World Test seasons. When exactly was the Tomahawk last patched out? I know it was before official season because we had the test season where we used the PP glitch on the Group 4 cars as well, to get them under the 630 limit, and that was a meme race. But they quietly patched it out. I took a season off, more or less, in regards to test seasons, and then came back fresh for the Toyota Cup start. No, it was in. Yeah, it was test season 3, because I know I didn't really try in Nations, but I know I didn't really try to do much in Nations that season, but it was a shorter season, and I wanted to try and do something with the Ferrari in manufacturers, but I got booted out of Spa, which I think would have been the race with the best chance of scoring for that car, because wet weather has traditionally neutralised the advantage of front-engine cars in this game, or at least it did in sport. I don't know if it would have been the case in. I don't know if it would have been the case in 7 as well, which is what we're playing now. But I know that I at least had a good idea of what I was going to do strategy-wise if it did rain, which in the slot I got queued up in, it was. So it was annoying that I didn't get a chance to try and drive that race. I wouldn't say that my wet weather skill is that great, but I am at least good at not completely buggering it up. You can go back to Toyota Cup round 4 where a lot of drivers spun off at some point, and the worst mistake I made was letting McEwen through because I couldn't find the dry line. That was my worst mistake in that race. Which makes it a good thing that I didn't try slicks there, because I would have definitely spun off if I was struggling to find the dry line in that particular race. Normally this would be a bad sector. I'm 2 temps down on my optimal, but let's continue because I'm just trying to get laps in. McEwen had a lot of pace. McEwen had a lot of pace in that round though, so I don't think it cost me a position. I think he would have found another way around me eventually if I hadn't left the door open for him. So in a sense, I shouldn't be too disappointed that I only got 4th in that race rather than... Was it 4th or 5th? No, it was 4th. The reason I'm bringing up rain so much though is because next round of Nations, wet. So the idea of wet races has come to mind, and should be fun. Looks like it's going to be a Porsche 1 make though. It was a shame. I was kind of hoping that maybe the Mazda would be good. We'll see. There's plenty of time for others to try their luck at the time trial leaderboards and maybe find a car that's competitive. But right now we're looking at mostly Porsche and Toyota. Audi, I'm pretty sure, isn't an option because it sends its hybrid power to the rear wheels, does it not? Like it was weird. And of course, Group C car in the wet is just a death sentence. Could try the Bugatti or the Hyundai. Bit too much dirt, and then I messed up the run through this corner. Well, I got the exit, but that was way too little apex speed. You got to be pushing 150 through there and still get the exit. It may be the most nerve-wracking qualifying session of the year, actually, because sure, you've got at least 6 attempts at it, as long as you're not dawdling. But almost every corner on this track in particular is a chance to lose your lap. Like that. That's the lap gone because we were too wide out of the mad. I don't know the corner names here. I just know there's a corkscrew somewhere. Well, I know what corner the corkscrew is, so just everything else. What's the pit lane like? Okay, it's in the race that'll just teleport our car, so we don't have to worry about braking for it. Right? If I'm not on a good lap, at the end of qualifying, I'll test to make sure that it is what it is. This is a split too high. Look at this. We're only rated 10th. In amongst time trial times. We're not going to have a good time. This is... Umami East is definitely split too. I think we've been queued up towards the bottom of... Yeah, we're 12th on DR. This is... I'm just going out to check what the pit exit is like. Oh yeah, it takes you all the way. It takes you all the way around. It takes you all the way around before the depositing you on the track, so... Alright, 10 more minutes. I know that I can pretty consistently get a mid-26, so I just got to make sure I get my... We might be one of the last guys out of the pit lane again. Why is it always like this? Why can't I be the first out for every now and then? I'm inside another car. High impact sexual violence with Yeesh, I believe. I'm not even gonna. We'll try and drop back just a little bit. try and get a gap between Yeesh and Chris Rock. Not the actual Chris Rock, but that's what his name is. So last time we raced, last time we were racing in manufacturers, Yeesh won. But I think that was the split below this one, and Yeesh didn't look like he was high rated on the matchup board. Oh no! This is bad because now another driver is... That was really bad because the car behind me, I don't want to had dawdled for too long, but now if anything happens in front, I may lose a lap. That wasn't a lot of apex speed. Okay, that may help. Yeesh is going to have to back out of that lap. And now I've got a lot more room. Cock. I jinxed myself. We'll be able to get a time on the board. But look at that, 25s already. This is going to be a really rough split. A little bit better, but the sector one was still very sloppy. I broke early for the second turn, or the second actual corner on the track. I'm only counting actual turns. If it's just flat, it's not an actual turn. Never get the entry for that corner right. What was that exit of mine? Just throwing good time after bad. This lap may already be in the toilet because that was a pretty poor run through there. Yeah, it's in the toilet. I'll try... I was trying to nail sector 2 just in case, but I figured that's really bad news now because now I've only got 3 more attempts, and I'm nowhere near where I need to be. I need to be at least a 26.4. If I don't get it, I'm going to start this race on the hard tyres and pit lap 1. Not my orthodox line through turn 1, but I think it was fast. No, it wasn't. I know that wasn't fast, no doubt. Donkey cannot get a lap. It would help if I could actually nail the first sector, because that is still well off my optimal. That's more like it. Shifted up and I skidded. What was that apex speed? Come on, Jay. Honestly, what am I doing? I had 2 attempts and I threw it all. That'll have to do. Except it won't! What the hell? I was doing 26 fives, no problem. And now I've gotten a 26.7. I was on for a 26.5 if I just completed the lap, the previous lap, and I've gone and done that. Am I even going to be starting on the main straight? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with me? I can't qualify these days. Alright. Let's go counter strat. Like, I need to be at least in here. I need to be at least in here with these two. That was what I was doing in practice. I mean, I'd only be a couple of places further up, but at least I'd be happier with myself if I'd gotten that 5.5. And look at this! The guy on pole is in the same car, so it's not even, like, what the hell? Why can't I drive? Sometime between the end of season 1 and when I got back from Austria, I forgot how to play. Look at that, the guy. Yeah, this guy's on pole. Eighth is where I could have qualified if I hit my optimal, but obviously you don't hit your optimal in an actual qualifying session, so let's be realistic and say 11th, maybe. Except I didn't even do that. I didn't even do 12th. I definitely should have had 13th, but instead, we're down here. Even though I spend most of my practice focusing on qualifying rather than the race, because I know how important qualifying is in the World Series. The races are not long enough. This one's 20 minutes. I'm not going to be on the start. I'm not even going to be on the finish straight. Not even close. I mean, at least we're not in a completely awkward spot. let me guess. Yeesh is still on the soft tyres. No, he's definitely on hards, otherwise he would have gained on me there. Yeah, he's on hards. He's losing time to me. Someone up front was on hards. But look at how far up the field they were to already be boxing. I'm not even holding White Wind's wheel. Thing is, if I want a good finish in the if I want a good finish in the Manufacturer Series, I'm going to have to go again, but do I even bother? What kind of pit lane is this? I can see why someone said hard no stop, because if there wasn't a mandatory stop in this race, look at how much time you lose just by pitting once. Anyway, let's try and at least get a couple of positions in this race. I mean, that's always the goal, but we don't have to worry about Yeesh behind. Turn! It would be very nice if the car could turn once in this lifetime. The worst part is, I know that I can go as fast as that fastest lap, so I've got pace to match the leaders even. Is that going to be too much curb? It's the exit curb that really gets you there. The entry curb you can really cut a lot off of. I probably can't match that pace that someone else just set. 26.8, it would take a really good lap in race trim to match that. Problem is, I think everyone's pretty much on the same pace as each other. That's why being only 8 tenths away from pole put me effectively last, because Yeesh isn't really a factor in this race, unfortunately. He got put a split too high, and thank you, White Winds. I got put a split too high too, honestly. If I'm qualifying near the back, whilst the other. I'm just going to abort that entire sentence because I was fumbling over my own words. Let's try and push up to the back of these guys. This race is nowhere near a disaster yet, especially if I can continue putting in the solid laps like that. Lots of Espinellas could still happen. Why am I braking at the 2? Absolute steaming pillock. Just had to take my time loss there because the alternative was to hit the curb because I turned in way too early. And if you hit any of those sausage curbs, the race is over for you. We just saw White Wind bin it because of a sausage curb. Even that sausage curb there that we flirted with, race over. That final turn sausage curb is actually one of the few that you can hit and not be completely screwed right away, but you still lose a chunk of time down the main straight for it. Turn. There we go, mate. There we go, that was the correction. Still not a particularly good sector because turn 1 wasn't any good. I also think I was benefiting a little bit from White Wind's slipstream, and now that I'm out of slipstream, because in Group 4 cars you get a little bit of the benefit from the slip. Ooh, that was razor's edge. I was worried for a moment that I was going to hit that. Yeesh appears to be finding his pace a little bit too late to be competitive, but I'm losing time to him, which is something I wasn't doing before. Never mind. He had a half spin at the corkscrew. I put the curse on Yeesh and he promptly fell away. Like Danhausen. Very nice, very evil. But why am I only doing mid-27s? I was going faster in... Maybe it's because I'm trying to be... Maybe it's probably because I'm just trying to make sure I don't spin, because I know that is a huge problem here. There are so many drivers scattered throughout the course that have messed up at least once. The problem is we qualified so poorly that we may yet be unable to catch them because we started so far behind the leaders in this race. Had to take a really awkward line through there because I thought for a moment that I was going to take the curb. Half spin aside, Yeesh has pace. He just doesn't have the laps to really do something with it. 27.9. Come on. Trouble right now, Jay, but there's no excuse to be doing that. The 27.5 from earlier was with a sector 1 mistake. There's no reason to be going slower than that. That was an overcorrection. I was trying to gain time because I've seen myself losing time. That's close to a penalty, but I'm pretty sure I'm okay. Should probably brake a little bit later for that, but it's very difficult to settle the car for that penultimate bend. How did I lose 3 tenths in the last sector? I've forgotten how to drive this track. Think track that's been in the game since Gran Turismo 2, I would know how to drive it by now, but apparently not. For a moment I thought I was going to have to correct a slide. We went full send on that. Okay, there's a bit of help. We're going to have to make a move. I had dirty tires, so I had to try and sneak the nose in. But still side by side going into turn 1. Let's cover the inside just to make sure there's no way for them to get through. Now the race really begins for us. Yeesh has quietly been sneaking back up on me. It's because my race pace has been terrible, but even so, that is a very good showing for someone who looked like he was out of this race. There has to be a way to send it because I know they're still on dirty tires. Ha! Send it! And now they're going to get tangled up with each other. Yep, they get tangled up with each other and I'm able to take a decent race. Come on, Jay, don't drive like you're on hard tyres now. We have to pull away. Wait, what's going on? I was saying I was driving like I was hard tyres. That quarter, it felt like I was actually on hards. Most important thing, don't crack under pressure. Several others have, so we can hope to gain a few positions yet as they have to pit now. Otherwise they just take the minute penalty and we're less than a minute away from the leader. Come on! It almost feels like I am actually suffering from tyre deg at this point, even though I know that there's no deg in the game until puncture anymore. Could just be the nerves, because I know that I know that this is split too, so if I was to finish mid-pack, it would actually be good points still. But it's not about the points, because I know that it's not going to be enough to be competitive. It's just about making sure I drive the race I'm capable of driving. Honestly. I tried a different line through there, but it obviously didn't work. My brother in Christ, they're already pitting. Should not be possible to be this consistently slow, Jay. You've got to be better than this. Last lap, we have gained 1 place. Only 1 place? Was I really that slow that anyone else who made a mistake in front isn't even going to be close to my radar? That's good. That's not good. Neither is that really. But it's car behind didn't get much of a. We know we've been consistently faster through there than the car behind. I've really got to... I knew I had enough of an advantage to just take the corner normally. It's like... look at this. Last season I was challenging for I was top 2 BMW, and now I look like a fucking wanker. I mean, at least I got the clean race bonus in a few positions, but... I don't have the pace today. I do not have the pace today. I'm supposed to have it, and I just don't drive anywhere near good enough. See, I really need to be up where Fluffy is. I need to be up where Fluffy is for race time. And I just didn't get to do that. To those to the person who just tuned in, I'm so washed. It's like I can't even get 250 in manufacturers. Look, Kudo's having problems. He's made it up into third split and is hit the ground running. Soto, Yuki, and then there's me. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Is that the guy who... Was that the guy who won that race? Like... A BMW driver won that race, and I couldn't even get within 20... I was 24 seconds off the pace in 14 laps. I don't know what I'm doing. Most of it was due to the start, yes. But even so, I really... I've saved the replay so I can show you the race start. I don't even know if I want to go again. I'll delete this first. mean, consider the... we're starting back here, where this guy is over here. So all up, 15th place. They're crossing the line at 1.7783. I've got the hards, but I'm crossing the line at 16.9. So yeah, that is legit 15 seconds lost. That is legit 15 seconds lost. Just on, and see, that's the annoying thing, is that I know I could have been a few tenths a lap faster in that race. I know I could have been a few tenths a lap faster than what I was. So if you get rid of that initial 15 seconds, I was less than 10 seconds off the race winning pace, despite not driving particularly well. So I feel like we've got to go. But then we're still going to be in second split because people are starting to filter out. But is that even that bad? Because I know I've got a lot more pace than what I showed in that first slot. I should have so much more pace in everywhere. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go again this time. Because I think that race did show that as long as we can requalify somewhere mid-pack, we can get ourselves a decent result. We gained 5 positions just by not binning it. So yeah, I'll wait. Before I do this, we got to do the car wash and the oil change. I never did that. So yeah, I'm gonna go again, Tom. I'm sorry. I didn't worry about going again in Nations because I was tired, and I mean 265 points. It's not that bad. I know now that I need to start trying again, because now that I've got 3 scores in the 260 range, I can safely say, alright, well, if I don't get more than that in slot 1, I definitely have to do slot 2. So hopefully I can mount something of a comeback in Nations, even if I miss out on top 10, because there are a lot of good drivers now, I want to at least get top 15 still. I finished 7th in the Toyota Cup, even though I missed out on beating Barton and Smokescreen to 5th. I was pretty happy with that outcome. I need to qualify high enough to start on the start-finish straight. If I can do that, I'm only a few seconds behind the leader, and we'll be in good shape to do something. Actually, let me bring up my chat again. I get a little disappointed when I see these days where no one shows up for chats, and I thought after Beard getting 271 subscribers, someone would have been interested. I guess I'm still feeling disappointed in myself for not at least holding on to 6th place yesterday, because I should have been able to do it, but I should have been able to hold on to 6th. If I hadn't been passed by Mad Max right then and there, there was no more dirty air in front of me, and I could have easily held my nerve for the rest of the race. Actually, I shouldn't say easily, but the point is, Mad Max would have been in my dirty air instead of the other way around, and that would have hindered any further progress on a course where you needed a lot of aero grip. Even doing, I can't. That's more like it. If nothing else, I know that now I can do a full race without binning it, so I can maybe be a little bit more confident in the second slots in the race, because I was really just doing enough to stay ahead of the car behind in that race. Circumstances placed me in a certain battle pack that I couldn't have realistically done better than, and so I guess I didn't give it max attack because of that. I settled into a pace that wasn't quite as fast as I really need to be going. Now I need to get back into max attack mode, because if we can get at least a 26.4, we know that we have a good chance of starting the race towards the front half, but we also found out from the first race that it is a full send into the pits. It's good because it means you don't have to worry about the pit entry here, which is normally dangerous. Like in earlier Gran Turismo games, you would legitimately have to brake because the point where auto drive takes over was almost at the corner, so you didn't want to give auto drive the car in a position where it was going too fast. Because then auto drive would get stuck on the wall and make an absolute hash out of reversing it and driving it through the pits. On the subject of earlier games, though, I liked some of the I did like some of the throwbacks that were in GT7. For example, the license test with the license test at Trail Mountain with the R32 Skyline. That was actually first originally in GT1, but with the R33, but they changed it to the R32 for GT3. And then they brought it back pretty much in that form for 7, just with a rolling start instead of a standing start. I believe that license test might have been in one of the other titles too, as a rolling start. Possibly 5, but I'm not entirely sure. I know they brought back the full lap attack at Laguna Seca in the Viper, and that was in both Sport and... Oh, that's right, it might have been... No, wait, Sport didn't have Trial Mountain. Sport didn't have Laguna Seca either until later, so it would have been the circuit experience. It would have been the circuit experience at Laguna Seca that had the Viper. And they brought it back. Brought that back again for 7. Also the Viper, Group 4. Might have been Group 3 in Sport. I want to know what the annoying thing is. That Ghost is a 26.3. If I'd gotten a 26.3 in the last slot, I might have been starting on the finish straight. And then there wouldn't have been much need to go again, because I feel like I would have had a lot more confidence to attack in general. Possibly finished 6th if I maximised my pace. But yeah, that's the key. That pace I had just after the pits, we need to maintain it for 14 laps. Don't get stuck just trying to play it safe and not crash. We need to attack. If we don't attack, we don't score. Like, I don't even care if we only get something like a 26.4. Just no 26.7 in qualifying again, please. And don't mount the curb when you're on a really good lap. I'll make this my last attempt of the night, good or bad, because I don't want to... I still don't know if I've got the potential to score big tonight. First race didn't exactly inspire confidence in my ability to do it. The only reason I went so many times that one time at Brands Hatch is because I had controller glitch in slot 2, internet disconnection in slot 3. So that was a rare case where I was actually motivated to race beyond slot 2. But normally, if I'm going to race, I'll race at most twice in a night and just say, okay, I gave it a go. If only I could have that sort of final sector on a lap that actually matters. Because that felt like a really good run. This is still absolute death for us. Like, it's like no one at all. Yeah, it's like pretty much no one except for the guy who won the last slot has dropped out. Yeah, they probably... Okay, I'm 10th on DR, so I'm guessing a couple of drivers dropped. Barton, whoever's going to have a bad time because he's been moved up a slot. And I know he did the first race, so obviously he wasn't too happy with his result. I'm not sure why Fluffy's going again, because I thought Fluffy had a pretty good result. Ah, that's why. 604 active points, which must mean he's already got two good results in the 300 range. So 272 isn't enough. Yeah, Barton acknowledging that it's a really tough lobby. I'll wait until qualifying to talk. Let's get going. I think I'm understanding why I keep getting released from the pits so late. I think it's the order in which you load into the lobby. So because we're on a PS4, we always load in very late, so I never get out early. If it's going to be like that, I might as well just say, nah, you go through. To be honest, I don't like this position either between Fluffy and Barton. I'm pretty much just gonna let everyone go, to be honest. Even Sandra P. And by the time I'm back up to speed, I'll probably lose it more unless Sandra P does that. Why are you pushing so hard on your outlap? I'm gonna go back ahead of Sandra. That way I don't have to dilly-dally. Because we did have another guy. I knew that they were going to get logged jammed there, so we'll just take it nice and gentle. Make sure we leave ourselves a few seconds to Barton. This could complicate things a bit. Nah, they're letting me go. Are you letting me go? There we go. For a moment I thought they were going to be right on the racing line for the corkscrew. I kind of messed up the corkscrew. Didn't take the first part of the curb like I would have liked. Why do we always make such a mess of part of the lap? It's either the start of the lap or the end of it. I can't just have a nice normal lap that doesn't mess up somewhere. Because I reckon that could have easily been a 5. But I left something on the table at the corkscrew and it just compounded from there. It's all good. Let's just clean it up. Bit of a skid. That wasn't part of the plan. What was that? That, however, was much better than lap 1, so I think we gained all the time back. This should be a 26.4 if I know my laps. It's actually a 3. A lot less pressure on my remaining attempts because I know I've got at least something. Obviously it would be nice to push a little harder and secure 6th. This probably isn't going to be it. I kind of messed up that. That might be a pen too. No, it wasn't, but we're still tenths down, so it doesn't really matter if it was. That was the line I needed on the penultimate turn of the last lap. Now we can sacrifice a little bit of corner speed to get a better run onto the straight. Okay, 7th, but people are running out of time. Went purple to the first sector and got a good run through there. This could be what we were looking for all along. Since we've already got a banker, we don't need to worry about taking it easy for the rest of the lap. We can just send it. Actually a pretty good feathering of the brake. Helped get the car turned in. As long as this last turn is good. Would have liked to be a little bit closer to that curb, but I think this is a 26.2. A 1 even. This is a good session. Holy, I am so glad I went again. Okay, that's not going to be good enough. Yeah, already 3.5 tenths down. That was how hooked up we were in that previous lap. Like, we pretty much hit our optimal sectors, all 3 sectors. I don't think I can possibly do any better than that. I'll give it a try. I could use the extra lap of practice before the race. But we know that we're definitely going to be on the main straight for this one. I think that was the most important thing for us to accomplish if we wanted to score big points today. Make sure we are on the main straight for this race. Alright. Okay, that was too early. Quite rightly lost 2 tenths. See if there's anything else I can do. Maybe try a slightly later brake into there. Ah! It's over. Might as well just hop out and go to the toilet. I'd ask the Japanese drivers if they're going onto softs. Any hard runners? I'll just ask. I'll just ask. It's a good thing I patched up my pace, because I would have been 15th again if I hadn't have suddenly found myself. And I needed that second lap, because otherwise we were staring down the barrel of 11th. Probably would have okay, so we know that Rambo, but since the top 6 haven't, I'm going to stick with a soft. So since the top 6 haven't said anything, and if I have to try and drive around one of them, so be it. I'd rather not get attacked from behind. Because you lose more time having to let a car through than you do having to gain a place. I ended up getting dropped to 7th at the end of the session, but I'm still going to be on the front straight. Yeah, there'll be no problem. But this demonstrates... This race specifically demonstrates... I was going to say, was the Mustang in the previous lobby? They probably made a mistake. They probably made a mistake somewhere, and that was why they need to go again. Because I do remember Tatsu also may have made a mistake. I remember the guy that was in 11th was starting a lot higher up in the first slot, so big pain, Pecco, for them. That feel when you're less than a second off the pole time and you're starting last. Yeah. And they're even a quarter second behind the next slowest. This is A+ red level racing, guys. Please do not start me on the bloody corner. It's going to start me on the bloody corner, isn't it? Nope, we just about managed it, but what the hell is that start? I'm nowhere near anyone. Good news is, if there is any hard tyre runners ahead, by the time I catch them, they'll be pitting. And it looks like these two are. Oh, this is... very annoying. If I knew I was going to have such a lead on Rambo, I may have taken the hards myself. But I only have to wait a couple of corners. They'll all be pitting, and I can get on with my race. Okay, Rambo was on the softs after all. It was a bait. Master bait, here we go. They've actually got more pace than the car, than the leader. Come on, let's push it. It might have been a little bit too Monker-esque. We gained on the leader on that lap. It's possible that I've, yeah, got the purple lap time like a boss. This is not going to be purple though. That was a pretty piss weak run through turn one. Unless I'm just driving piss weak through sector one in general, so let's try and oi, Jay, stop pushing so hard. Let the race, let things flow. That was a good run. Actually feels like a hint of left foot braking helps a lot through that corner after the corkscrew. What I mean by left foot braking is that you're on the throttle, but then you dab the brake ever so slightly, fast enough that you couldn't move your right foot across to that. You can be on the throttle, or you can release the throttle briefly and get straight back on it. But the goal is the same. You induce a little bit of mid-quarter oversteer by trail braking. See, I know driving techniques. Yeah, I find that little dab to induce the oversteer works best if you've got a tight line into that corner. If these two could start battling each other, that would be very convenient. How did I lose 3/10 in the final sector? Just throwing good time after bad. BMW seems to have a lot of speed in that corner in particular. A lot easier to commit to that turn. There we go, I'm back on pace. I had a couple of not so great laps, but I managed to bounce back on that one. And we are most definitely keeping pace. I would love to be able to get into their slipstream. Just need them to battle a little bit. Knew that I was taking too much apex speed there, so I tried to induce a little bit of left foot braking there as well, but it didn't quite work out as well as it does on the downhill bend. Rambo is not going away. He's had better race pace than he had in qualifying, although I suppose a 26.3 in qualifying is still really good. Could just be that I've been leaking a little bit of time from lap to lap. It's very easy to lose a lot of time on this track. That's very convenient. There's a penalty ahead. I'll be able to use the slipstream for the next couple of laps, I think. Yes, yes. I think it's more just me. I'm having a lot of trouble in the final sector. That one lap that I did a 26 on, I had a really good final sector, and now I'm struggling to replicate it. Now we're back. Now we're back in a sandwich. Ooh, yeah, that speed through that turn would have been perfect, except I was ever so slightly in dirty air. Penalty for the driver in front too, so all of a sudden Rambo could win this race for 9th on the grid. Speaking of, Rambo pulls a Rambo move and I'm like, not yet, sunshine. I was worried I was going to get a big curb bounce there and that would have ended it. Oh, there was a big mistake. Oh! Way too slow through there. I hope I didn't play a role in giving them that penalty, because I don't think there was contact on their screen. I just Oh, Rambo's going to get me. Just as soon as we're taking the lead, Rambo's going to have me right here. And I think with the pace they've got, I've just got to take it and try and get them back a little bit later. At the very least, I'd rather be putting pressure on them than having to defend, because I know that there's cars on the alternate strategy that could still play a role in this race. All of this squabbling has cost us a bit of time. I would love it if Rambo even could drag me up a little bit. Because that could easily happen. We're already out of the slipstream of the cars behind. It's down to me and Rambo to just go as fast as possible for the rest of the race. 3 more laps and then we have to pit. Once we pit, we find out where exactly we're going to come out in this race. Top 5 would be great. Top 5 in what is definitely second split, I would be really happy. Because we've gotten better outright finishes before in manufacturers, but they were actually in third split or a very late night second split. Come on. Okay, there's been a kerfuffle behind. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Always feels like there actually is some tyre degradation, but you only notice it when there's no fuel burn. Oh, I've made an absolute hash of that. And now we're out of the slip. I've settled back into the pace I was running last time. Come on. Could it be that I'm overheating my tyres? Because I know that tyre temperature may have mattered more in this update. At least that's what I've heard. Some tyre temperature thing happening. hard to explain how else I'm losing so much speed in the second half of the race, because it's not like I'm suddenly missing apexes. That was close to a penalty, but we'll get away with it. Sandra's been driving really well, or I'm just driving really poorly because I've somehow lost half a second in that final sector. Don't know where the time is even being lost, because it feels like I'm hitting my apexes. Bit of a gravel touch. That's more like it. Oh. Yeah, that slight brake touch when you're on a tight line really helps. Just make sure I get this. Moment of truth. Where am I coming out? I fear we've lost some places because we were really fading towards the end of that stint. I can't see where I am. Fifth. Good result. Ah, cold tyres. Those tyres were so cold they wanted to... This is going to be tight between me and Fluffy, actually. No, they're warmed up. We're all good. Fluffy's going to get Sandra, but it's too late to challenge me for the next place up. Unless I do something really stupid at the end here. And I'll make sure I may get to the end just fine. Wait, how did Fluffy get that close? How? 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 How did that happen? I went deep into the turn just to make sure Fluffy didn't get me, and like, what the hell? Oh my... Ah! I've lost... like, what the hell? I've got a full second on him going into the final 2 turns, and he somehow manages to get a run out of the final turn. How? He's taken the bad line through the last turn, and he still managed to get me. It's like that was easy 281, and why? Oh, how?